Hey, how's it going? It's Mr. Bill here, and today I've got a bit of a trick to show you regarding making some kind of really glitchy, nice, like messy, messed up sort of sounds. Anyway, you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. So basically, what I've done is I've gone down to Melbourne recently and hung out with Circuit Bent, who are a couple of good friends of mine, and we wrote a bit of music and shared a few ideas around, and they shared this trick with me that I thought was really neat, and it's kind of similar to Tom Cosm's uh, glitch bass trick, where you get a single MIDI file and then you create a bunch of sounds for it and you keep rendering it into audio and then taking little hits of each sound. It's similar to that, but it's like a much simpler way of doing that, and I think you can get some really nice results with it. So anyway, I'll show you how to do it. Um, Basically, this is just a loop that I'm working on at the moment. Sounds like this. So we've got some nice, like, jazzy sounding chords. Whoops, I have to remember not to solo stuff without soloing the voice too. So yeah, basically there's some nice jazzy chords. And that's what we're going to be applying this glitch trick to. So what I'll do is I'll just duplicate the channel for now, and I'll just call this chords glitch or something. And then what I'm going to do is just get rid of, actually I'll leave all the processing because they kind of do the filtering to give it the movement that it needs and widen it. And what I'll do is I'll just load up Zebra 2. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go to the presets, and as it's playing, I'm just going to start flicking through the presets, and what you'll hear is that it starts to kind of mess with the synth a lot and start to create a lot of weird artifacts, and does things that you can't really possibly synthesize, or that aren't very easy to synthesize if you just click through the presets really quickly. You get these weird sounds like this. I'll turn the other chords off so we can get an idea of how this is actually sounding. So if we click it in time, you start getting like a really nice rhythmic sort of glitch as well. So let's just play it and just click it at a 16th note like this. I think that's a 16th or maybe a quarter note. So you get some kind of interesting stuff. Let's try it with a different set of presets here. So that's the idea of it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to render this into a new channel whilst we're messing with it. And I'm just going to randomly click on presets basically until we get something that sounds cool. So I'll just start recording, and we'll just have it turn overdub on so it can just keep recording in a loop, and we'll see what we get. Maybe what I'll do, I'll save that one there. There was a couple of cool little parts in there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pitch this MIDI up by an octave because it sounds like it's a little bit too low. And we'll do the same thing again and see what we get. So there's some kind of really interesting sounds in there. And if we just save both of these audio files, now what I'll do is compile these audio files into something that is a little bit more like neat and tidy, rather than having it all glitchy, sounding weird like that, even though that's kind of fun as well. Generally what you do now is you sit there just cutting parts out of all of this and making it into the same sequence that it is, but just tidying all the samples up. So basically, for instance, if we go in here and we listen to just this sound here, that's pretty cool. Or what do we get in the first file? That's also cool. What about this? That's kind of cool. I'm just going to have a look at the MIDI just so I can reference where things go when they happen and stuff like that. So let's just start cutting this up. Get rid of this. Whoops. Also, we have to remember that we did 2 versions of this one, so let's drop that underneath this one and do a similar thing. Actually, we'll listen to this sound too. So let's turn these chords off actually. Get rid of this. Maybe move that. Get rid of this, chop that. Maybe keep this one here. So it's got like a little kind of weird thing there at the start of the sound. So maybe we'll pull this forward, pull this back, and put a fade on it. And maybe push the volume. So we're getting like weird artifacts like that. For instance, like that chord didn't originally happen in this MIDI, but it's there now because of, I guess, a preset had a tail on it or something. And it's a nice chord too. So yeah, it's just a matter of editing it. So what I'll do is I'll edit this off camera and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. Hey, how's it going? But so I'm back and I've just finished editing all of this stuff down. It took about 20 minutes roughly. And yeah, it was kind of fun. So anyway, you can hear if I solo each one of these channels. I've got to make sure I keep remembering to solo the voice channel. So if I solo any of these audio channels and we have a listen to the content in them, you can hear that there's a lot of low level detail in there that would take a really, really long time to do if you actually made every single one of those sounds by scratch. So we'll have a listen. Sounds like this. So that's one of the channels. The other channel sounds like this. So all on their own, they sound kind of not that interesting, I guess, but layered, they sound quite cool. And what I've done basically is just chopped it all up, applied heaps of different fades, reverse bits, stretched bits. Like I had to stretch this bit to get it sitting right, and you know, just basically messed around with it, changed the warping mode on some, like this one's on complex, this one's on beats, that one's on complex, and it's been pitched up. So basically just editing it all down and layering things together and stuff to get some nice tones. And as a result, this is what it sounds like completed. So it sounds pretty interesting, I think. And I mean, it could be a little bit neater, but I have to sit here and edit it for longer, which I will probably end up doing. So if we turn these off and then just listen to the standard chords again. And then compare it to the glitchy style ones, we get this. So it sounds like just a little bit different. I really like this bit here with that high melody in it. It's like two different melodies playing together, but they kind of create this really nice melody when they're played together. And also with this, like a little chord. I really like that bit. So I guess you go through and find bits like that you like, and then kind of try and accentuate those. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting way to go about glitching things out. If we put this in a group, and we call this like, let's just call it glitch for the moment. And then what I'll do is I'll drop another plugin on it. Again, I'll probably drop a UHE plugin. Let's try the flanger. And again, these all through have presets as well. So if we create another audio track and we just take the input from glitch, you can record that. And then if we just hit record and start playing with this flanger, so you can hear we're getting a similar idea happening there, where you just sort of mess with the sound again, but then once again you would have to go into this audio and edit it down and stretch it and basically do other things with it. But yeah, anyway, that pretty much concludes this tutorial. I thought it was really interesting kind of trick, and thanks again to Circuit Bent for showing it to me. I'll possibly attach one of their tracks at the end of this video and link you to their SoundCloud and stuff, so you can have a listen to how they apply these sort of methods. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, these guys are like at the front of electronic music at the moment. They're making really, really amazing stuff. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Go to mrbealstunes.com. Cheers.